Hey Nuggets, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be doing a basic hair tutorial on Procreate. And what I mean by basic is like a straight hairstyle that's going to be so easy. So my avatar is obviously not in a background because I took the picture on the iView desktop app, and how she is bald is you just buy it from the iView shop. Just type in bald head and you see it, and it's not expensive, like 300 credits. Yeah, so we're gonna start. Make sure you create a new layer, and the brush I'm going to be using is from the same set I always say in every video. It's also free to download. There will be a link in the description to get it if you don't have it. So I'm going to be using the hair base brush as I always say in every video, and I mean it is called a hair base, so that's what you're going to use. I know in my previous videos I used a thick curly hair brush, but I just feel like the hair base one that you're supposed to actually use is easier. So yeah, we're just gonna create a frontal. Also make sure the opacity of the brush is a bit down. Make sure you're doing light stroke from the front. Wait, the fuck? Then you're going to start doing this part. Color I'm using is a really dark brown. You can use black if you want to. And the front, we can make that look better later. So I know yours would probably look slanted as well, so you can just move it, then use a liquefying brush and make sure the size is alright, and just bring it down like that, and just continue. So I'm just bringing it straight down, not worrying about the ends just yet. And then I'm going to use a liquefying brush to straighten out the hair. Don't worry about filling it in the middle too much, because we're going to duplicate it to make it fuller. So with the tip of the hair, you're just going to start going upwards. Make sure it's also like facing this way. Now that's all done, you are going to duplicate it and then flip it, bring it to the other side of your avatar's face. Going back to using liquify and fixing it so it fits better. Then go on the other layer, bring back the liquify. And don't worry, we are going to be adding edges. I also have a separate tutorial for it if you want to see it. So just make it as perfect as you can, and then you can merge the layers together. And then we're just going to fill in this middle part. So I know the front of her hair looks really weird, and also her hair looks a little bit thin, but we can fix that. Need to just work on it a little bit more. Adding more hair to the side, and make sure you don't fill it in too much so it doesn't look bulky, you know, just fixing the ends. Then add different strands so it doesn't look stiff, you know. Now we're going to duplicate it. So with one side of the hair, I do want to cut it out a little bit so it's behind her ears, because I feel like it just looks better, and also because of the way I'm gonna do the edges, it's just going to look so much better that way. And I'm gonna put the opacity back up, and we're also gonna improve on the ends as well, but right now I want to do the front a bit more. Make sure you're not going too hard with your brush. I had to do that again. Just gonna use the liquifying brush to bring it forward a little bit. So it has more shape. And I'm gonna make it look better by smudging it out. Okay, now we're gonna add the edges. They're going to be very basic a little bit, so we obviously need to put our brush down. And we're just curving the brush like this. Then we're gonna use liquify to stretch it out. Then do the same thing here. Then I'm just gonna select this side. I hope I'm not going too fast. I'm just copying and pasting it, and then flipping it over to this side. And I'm just gonna stretch it out a little bit. to fit this side a little bit more. And then I'm just going to smudge it out. Okay, that didn't look good, but when you do it, I'm sure it's gonna look so much better. I'm still practicing at baby hairs, so don't judge mine. I'm gonna merge them down. Let's start doing the details in the hair. So I want to try something different, because usually if you're someone who's always followed my tutorials, or you've watched one of my old ones in my Procreate playlist, you would know that I use a different method to detail the hair, which is this brush right here. And if you don't know, I'm just going to show you what I mean. I'm just going to use a lighter color, and I'm just going on the hair like this, and then I would lower down the opacity. So that's how I used to do it. I mean, I still do it now, but I always consistently trying to get a new method in. So with the same hair set, I am going to using this thin brunched strands to do the detail. So the brush size is obviously too big. I was using this brush with a few others, just experimenting. I also recommend using the clipping mask, so everything is in the actual hair. You're gonna have to merge down the edges with the hair so that you can see what you did, just in case you're like, oh my god, where is it? So before we start, I feel like this background is making it hard to see anything, so I'm just gonna put it down, maybe to like this color, because her hair is brown. Make sure after you merge it, you're back on that layer where you actually putting the detail on. So make sure you're not getting anything here, because it's the dark area. You don't want it there. So now doing the same thing on this side. Actually, wait, you can just flip it. Flipping it is so much better. Yeah. And then before merging it down, you're just going to add more strands here. You can merge it down. We're gonna duplicate it just to see. So this part actually does need to be kind of dark, just a little bit. So I chose this method instead because I feel like it's so much better on the hair. It looks so much better and it's easier. Another thing you could do is add more different types of highlights that still goes with the hair, like this. And just keep going lighter, just like when you repaint skin. So if you feel like it looks alright, we're gonna move on to the next step, making these strands look better. So we're just gonna be smudging it up and down, not dramatically. We're going to be using sharp wisp for the strands at the bottom, and remember to use the same color we used last time. Just color drop the darkest color you see. And there you go. That's how you do a basic hair on Procreate. Just practice a lot if you feel like you didn't do so well. I know I probably didn't seem that straightforward and easy in this tutorial, and I'm sorry for that. I literally didn't plan the video that well because I wasn't sure which method I wanted to use on the hair, so that's why. I hope that you still like this video though, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in my next video.